What is up, guys? It's your boy Briggs, and like always, welcome to All Day Anime. And get ready for another episode of the ADA podcast. I know it's been a while, but we're back, and in today's video, we will be discussing the 7 deadly sins. And of course, joining me today, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Too Spooky.
Oh, how's it going?
And we only have so much budget here at All Day Anime, so we couldn't get the anime man, but we got the anime dude.
Hey guys.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say to that.
You disappointed him so much.
Oh man.
Hope I can fill in for Joey.
They're both amazing creators. You guys should definitely check them out. But let's talk about the 7 deadly sins. Do you guys want to start off with waifus? I feel like that's a solid way to start off.
All right. Well, but before we begin here, go ahead and present your waifu, Jordan. I know we were about to have an argument about it, but we were going to save it for this. So go.
All right. So I don't know what there is to argue about because there's only one best girl in the 7 deadly sins, and that is obviously my girl Merlin.
I agree. I think it's going to be 2 against 1 here today, Spooks.
I believe there's 2 who are better.
There's two who are better? Wait, what?
Not even 1?
2.
Okay,
so,
let's hear this.
All right. Merlin is definitely 3, hands down. Like, I won't even argue with that one. But Deanne is definitely above Merlin slightly. Just slightly.
I mean,
I'm just going just by traits.
She's cutesy and stuff, but Merlin's so much more mature.
Yeah, but I mean, Merlin's kind of she's not going to pay very much attention to you. It's true. Diane's going to be very obsessive.
I don't know. I'm more down for a strong, independent woman.
Yeah.
Fair
you don't need no man, and I'm okay with that.
I also they're both ridiculously strong, but I think Merlin is stronger than Deanne. And personal preference, I think Merlin is hotter than Deanne.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But,
okay, but
there is
number one.
I mean, number 1, to be fair, we don't know very much about her because she's not exactly around anymore. Spoiler alert. But it is Nero Basta of the Goddess Clan. Go ahead and search that if you need to.
Nero Basta.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
That's
to remember that name.
Just like classic Too Spooky, always going for the milk.
I don't know if I can agree with that because I'm having to search who it is. How is it best girl if I don't even remember her?
How do you pronounce it?
It's not even an argument. I don't know. I
do remember her, but my God, she didn't last very long, did she?
Well, I mean, not really. She was, I don't know. She was hypnotized by Gother in the flashback, and then I don't remember the one guy's name. It was, I forget.
Honestly,
but he had I don't remember.
All right, so if you take out Spooky's personal preference for the double D's and above, I think we're all in agreement that Merlin is best girl.
Yeah, it's either Merlin or Deanne. Personal preference, Merlin wins.
I think we can all agree that Elizabeth, she's cute, but she's annoying as heck.
Sir Meliodas, shut the fuck up. Oh man, I'm looking at Nero Basta or whatever her name is right now on Google Images. I think I agree with you, Spooky.
Yeah, she's the there isn't a better waifu. I'm telling you.
Dang, dude, that booty dough.
Also, I think I need to make a video about the Goddess Clan now and just use her as clickbait.
There you go.
The views.
Got that planned out.
All right, now that we're done with whatever intro, just fooling around that is, what are your thoughts on the series? What do you like about it? What do you dislike about it? Let's jump into it.
Spooks, you want to go first?
Well, I definitely say it's a very character-driven series.
I agree.
The story itself, it's not super fantastic. I guess I shouldn't say that. It does have a solid storyline, but I feel there's a lot of things that aren't really touched upon, which I mean maybe it'll get touched upon later, but I don't think the series has that long of a life left at this point, so I feel there's going to be a lot of unanswered questions.
I really don't hope there's going to be a lot of unanswered questions. I know what you're saying. It really depends on how long they run it for. I know in one of your facts, it's I don't know, they say he was going to do it for 30 volumes and it's already past 30 volumes.
Yeah, he's planning on doing 3 arcs, right? And 2 of them are already done. We're on the last one.
Yeah.
So I can't see it going maybe a little over 50 chapters more, depending on how long it drags.
See, the thing is with manga, a lot of the time authors have a certain idea in their head in the beginning, and then because they do so well, they end up having to expand their story. So like maybe like we have all these unanswered questions because he plans on answering them in like a fourth or fifth arc.
Well,
Yeah.
also it's kind of like making videos and stuff. Whenever you're estimating time, it's kind of the same way for authors when they're estimating length. Like you hear about the author of
That's
My Hero
true.
Academia or Kishimoto for Naruto. Whenever they were estimating the length of certain arcs and stuff, it ended up taking at least like twice as long to actually make that arc what they
True.
thought it'd be.
That's why I like all about adventure and going from island to island. So I'll figure out the middle in between on the way.
Pretty much.
I
The
can't see
manga
it being
itself is
much
a journey.
longer. Because like Elizabeth, like I don't want to jump necessarily into spoiler territory for those who aren't caught up, but let's just say, you know, the curse is going down like right now. Like someone's about to have a bad time in a couple days. And
Yeah.
GG.
so if they're gonna break this curse, like they only have a select amount of time, like right now. So
But-
I feel like the majority of the arc's gonna take place within like these last 2 days of in-story time.
But could we have like a Dragon Ball Z Frieza arc type thing where those 2 days last how long?
Oh, I'm sure
Well,
it will. Don't
I
get me
feel like they've been on these 3 days already. It's like so there's still 2 days left. I feel like it's been like
It
20
might be
chapters.
1 day. I don't know. It's either like 1 or 2 days left
Yeah.
at this point, but
Yeah, you really
they've got
don't
a
know how
lot,
long
a
it'll
lot
take.
of ground to cover. And I feel like
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like it's probably gonna end with, you know, a somewhat happy ending where, you know, Curse is GG and everyone's happy. For
See,
the
that's
most
one of my
part.
complaints with the series in general.